With episode 9 being in the early stages of filming and still a little over a year wait till the actual movie comes out, I comprised a list of things I would like to see in the movie. Some of these theories will be based off rumors that have been circulating or just my own personal opinion on how I would like to see the movie done. So let's get right into it. Time jump. All the Star Wars movies, with the exception of The Last Jedi, has had a time jump of around 1 to 30 years. A time jump of around 3 years would allow for development such as Rey becoming a full-fledged Jedi and possibly having Padawans of her own. New villains come into power to fill the void that's been left by, well, the dead ones. This means we could possibly see Kylo Ren leading the Knights of Ren that had their cameo in Star Wars The Force Awakens. In The Force Awakens, during Rey's Force vision, we see Kylo Ren and the Knights of Ren. Since then, we've had no recollection of them in any of the films. After Snoke's death, it would be cool to see Kylo Ren taking the role of Supreme Leader and having his own, Patreon guards being the Knights of Ren. This could also lead to the possibility of them using Vader's castle on Mustafar. A time jump could also allow us to see Poe Dameron taking control of the Resistance. This would be perfect because we know Poe Dameron has been with the Resistance for a long time and he cares deeply about them. With the Resistance's supplies and cavalry depleted, this would line up perfectly. With the time jump and the possibility of Rey becoming a full-fledged Jedi and leading her own Padawans, and having Kylo leading the Knights of Ren, this could lead to a full-out war between Jedi and Sith, just like the Old Republic days. Can you just imagine a group of Jedi and a group of Sith just fighting each other? It would be just like the Old Republic cinematics, but on the big screen in live action. The reason I talked about a time jump, and specifically 3 years, is because there is a rumor going around that says there's going to be a roughly 3-year time jump. But now for a moment, let's talk about if there isn't a time jump, and it just jumps straight into the timeline the way The Last Jedi did after The Force Awakens. Star Wars Episode 9 is set to return to familiar filming locations such as Raff Cardington, which is the set of Yavin 4, and Tunisia, which is the filming location of Tatooine. For a moment, let's see that it doesn't have a time jump and it just starts right off back on the Falcon where The Last Jedi ended. With the rumor of filming returning to Raff Cardington, which is the film set of Yavin 4, we could see the Falcon go to Yavin 4 and use the base that was used many years in the past. Personally, I am a very big fan of the potential of returning to Yavin 4. This could line up perfectly with Leia's distress beacon going into the Outer Rim. She could tell all allies to meet on Yavin 4. With the confirmation of Lando coming back, how perfect would it be if they landed on Yavin, went to the old headquarters, and just saw Lando standing there?
How you doing, you old pirate? So good to see you!
I just love this idea, and I'm pretty sure most fans would as well. Also, with the possibility of filming returning to Tunisia for Tatooine, there are endless possibilities of what could happen. At some point in the movie, Rey could possibly have a Force vision that would guide her to Tatooine. We could even possibly see a Force ghost such as Luke come back to guide her to Tatooine, the same way Obi-Wan guided Luke to Dagobah to find Yoda.
You will go to the Dagobah system.
Dagobah system.
There you will learn from Yoda, the Jedi Master who instructed me.
With Rey possibly going to Tatooine, there are endless options on where they can return, such as Mos Eisley's cantina or even Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru's house. When arriving on Tatooine, she could even be greeted by the Force ghosts of Anakin, Luke, Yoda, and possibly even Obi-Wan. I just think it would be awesome to see all these Force ghosts return to help guide Rey. Now knowing how Force ghosts could potentially be more powerful than living Jedi, giving some truth to Obi-Wan's statement,
If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine.
we could potentially see Rey teaming up with the Force Ghost to help defeat Kylo Ren. First draft of Return of the Jedi had Obi-Wan and Yoda actually coming back to physical form to help Luke fight Vader. We could potentially see this happen in Episode 9. Now moving on to a more emotional topic, we have to talk about Princess Leia. With the heartfelt news of Carrie Fisher passing away in late 2016, the question arose of how they're going to end her character. We do know that they're not going to use CGI or recasting, they're going to be using unseen footage from The Force Awakens, which makes me very happy. I have no real theories on how they're going to end off her character or the role she will have, but I do hope that her death is noble and she dies fighting for the Resistance. I just hope she gets a good death, one that she deserves, unlike some other characters. I'm just praying that JJ does a good job with their character. Now, Kylo Ren is one of the characters that I'm very excited to see in episode 9. There's so many possibilities and different ways his character could go. As I previously stated, seeing the Knights of Ren would be really cool. Also, a cameo of Darth Vader's castle would also be amazing. The idea that I've talked a lot about with my friends is the possibility of having Anakin return as a Force ghost to talk to Kylo. At some point in the movie, Kylo could have a moment of weakness where he is drawn back into the light. Then, Anakin can come back as a Force ghost to help guide him. He can tell Kylo how the dark side is nothing you'd want. The dark side will only bring him pain, as previously known with him killing his father. Kylo has been both on the light side and the dark side. Neither side seems to be working for him. He killed his father who was trying to bring him to the light, and he killed his master who wanted to bring him to the dark. This could lead to the possibility of a new order of Force users, not fully on the light side as a Jedi, and not fully on the dark side as a Sith. A smaller subject I wanted to go over is R2-D2. He's been the main droid and probably one of the most beloved characters in the Star Wars universe since Episode 1. The way the sequel trilogy just kinda tossed him to the side to give room for BB-8 is kinda sad. R2 has always been one of my favorite characters in Star Wars, and I just really hope he gets a bigger role in the next movie. But that is all for my theories and predictions for Episode 9. Let me know in the comments what your theories and predictions are, and if you agree with any of mine. Along with most of the fandom, I was disappointed with The Last Jedi, but I am excited for Episode 9 and J.J. Abrams. But that is all for today's video, and as always, may the Force be with you.